Ladies and gentlemen, we love women's wrestling at the Wrestle Plug podcast, which is why we are going to give our predictions and hopefully we're going to get a chance to review it as well. NWA Empowerrr is tonight. It is tonight, August 28th. I believe it's available on Fight TV if you're in the UK. Check it out on pay-per-view. I believe it's available on Fight TV if you're not in the UK, so check it out on pay-per-view nonetheless. Myself, Aeron X, and Carl Wilkinson are going to give the predictions. Carl Wilkinson ready to give you a quick fire predictions for NWA Empowerrr, the first ever all-women's NWA pay-per-view.
Let's do it. I'm not going to know half the women because I am a terrible person.
In a match between arguably two of the most beautiful women alive today, Sky Blue versus Christy Janes. For context, Christy Janes you might recognize as the Brazilian woman who made a few appearances for AEW. And Sky Blue you should recognize as literally one of the hottest women walking this earth.
Yeah, I believe I follow her on Twitter because she is a lovely lady.
It's just honestly, I'd run out of superlatives for how beautiful she is. Stunning. And to be fair, that's not to take away from the fact that she's a very talented woman, and that's what we're here for. Who wins?
I'll say Sky Blue because she's the only one I really kind of know. I don't think I've seen either of these women wrestle before, which again is awful. But hey, if I get a chance to watch this show, it'll be a great introduction.
Yeah, exactly. Full disclosure, for people who maybe don't know, it's okay if you don't know all these people. There is a lot of wrestling. It's difficult to get to all of it. We have a hard time trying to cover all of it. But the one thing I will say is, like Sky Blue, for instance, is an amazing athlete. You know, it's not just about looking so peng on Instagram. Like, this is a woman who is clearly very capable. And I actually really like Christy Jane's style of wrestling. But I'm going to say Sky Blue comes out of this with the win. Sure, this should be quite interesting. Kenzie Page versus PAOLA Mayfield. PAOLA Mayfield will have TARYN, TERRELL, and Genocide. Get it? Genocide? I like that name. I don't know why. I think it's really good. They'll both be in PAOLA Mayfield's corner.
I mean, TERRELL is incredibly attractive, so
yes, there is that too.
Yeah,
I'd rather we didn't make this the running theme for the all.
Yeah, I know. It's gonna be awful.
It's supposed to be NWA Empowerrr, not NWA First.
Awful. I mean, I'd imagine the woman that has the extra help would win with some sort of sly shenanigans.
Yeah, I'm going to go with PAOLA Mayfield. I just think that, yeah, I quite like the idea of TARYN TERRELL in her corner. I think she's got it stacked in her favor. It just strikes me as shenanigans, that one. This should be really good. An interpromotional triple threat match. Chick Tormentor of AAA. She's awesome. She'll be facing Diamante of AEW and Kylie Ray representing NWA.
Oh, I'm so happy Kylie Ray's back.
Yeah.
Man, that's Ray's so lovely.
Good health.
I'm going to go with Kylie Ray. I'd love to see her get the win.
It makes sense, doesn't it? It's an NWA pay-per-view. It doesn't really make sense to put over the other talents as much. The idea of putting them over is that they're on the show. So I'm going to say Kylie Ray, although I will be personally rooting for Chick Tormentor, as you know. Huge AAA fan, huge Lucha Libre mark. She's so good. So anyone who is watching this pay-per-view, please watch out for Chick Tormentor. Awesome. Utterly awesome. This is going to be a whopper, this one. NWA Women's Invitational Cup Gauntlet. One would assume that the winner will get a title shot. So, who is going to win out of Bianca Corelli, Chelsea Green, Debbie Malenko, Lady Frost, she's awesome. Jamie Senegal, who will be ringside, she'll have Paulo Del Mar at ringside with her. Genocide will also be in this match. Kiera Hogan, Masha Slamovich, which is one of the coolest names in all wrestling. Thunder Kitty, and Tootie Lynn.
Tootie Lynn?
Okay. Tutti Frutti Marrow.
Like the only name I recognize out of that whole lot is Chelsea Green. This will be, if I can watch, I'll be really excited to learn all about of all these women if I can manage to watch this. Like gauntlets, so kind of, you know, one after the other kind of thing. Okay. I mean, I guess I'm just gonna go with Chelsea Green because it's the only one I really know, which is, I feel like it's a terrible way to pick winners, but
It's not great, if I'm being honest, mate, but fair enough.
I'm going to go because I'm so inexperienced.
I'm going to go with Lady Frost. I love Lady Frost. She follows Wrestle Plug, actually. Really like her. She's married to the Savage Gentleman, who's also really big. I'm a big fan of his as well. Their shenanigans on Twitter have to be seen to be believed. They're always at war with each other over whether peanut butter is good or bad. It's really funny. They're really jokes. Lady Frost posed in like the Shawn Michaels kind of, like covering just her unmentionables with belts, and like with the peanut butter championship belt, which they have. It's amazing. And then Savage Gentleman did the proper Shawn Michaels pose where it's just over his bra. Hey, it's good stuff. Really good. Check it out. I'm going to go with Lady Frost. She's really capable. By the way, Lady Frost, the best moonsault in the business. Legit. Beautiful, beautiful moonsault. It has to be seen to be believed. People are going to be like, woman doing a moonsault. Yes, dickhead. Women can wrestle as well as men. Get over yourselves. Lady Frost, amazing athlete. I love her. I'm going to be rooting for her. This is going to be good. So the NWA World Women's Tag Team Championship Tournament semi-finals. I believe this will be to crown the first ever NWA Women's Champions in tag team format. Although I could be wrong, so my apologies there. But these are two very good semi-finals. The first semi-final, the Hex, which is Allison Kay and Marty Bell. You might recognize Marty Bell from TNA. And obviously Allison Kay is just fucking awesome.
I know both of them.
They'll be taking on Hell on Heels. You'll recognize at least one half of this tag team, Renee Michelle and Sahara 7.
Okay, yeah, I don't recognize the last one there, but I recognize 3 of the 4, which is the best I've done so far, guys. Wow.
Stop acknowledging the fact that you're shit.
I can't help it, man. It's habit.
Just pick somebody and pretend like you know what you're doing.
Probably the first 2 there. Then it was Allison Kay.
Probably the first 2 because I recognize their names. Well, I leave it up to me to do the actual analysis. The Hex are incredibly capable. Allison Kay is, for me, one of the most seasoned and yet underrated women's wrestlers in the world. She's so good at what she does. She's just got everything you want from a women's wrestler. She's just so capable, the full package. She's the utility player, so to speak, the person who can do a little bit of everything well, but she does everything excellently. I think the Hex move on. In the other semi-final, it'll be Red Velvet and Kylie King. You recognize Red Velvet, of course, from AEW, against the Free Babes. I like this. Jazzy Yang, Hollywood Haley J, and Miranda Gordy. And of course, you recognize that second name very well. It'll be 2 of them free in a Free Babes rule match. That's so fucking cool.
It has to be that. It has to be the Free Babes because
it better be the Free Babes. It better be the Free Babes, or I'm kicking off. Sorry, Red Velvet and Colin King. I like it, by the way. Red Velvet's okay. But I'm going to be going with the Free Babes on this one. And of course, the winner of each semi-final will face each other on the same night. Who have you got?
Shit. I'll stick with the Free Babes on this one, I think.
I'm going to go with a Hex because I feel like Allison Kay and Marty Bell have actually given quite a lot to NWA since it rebooted, and I think it would be a nice little kind of nod to them. But I tell you what, in terms of traditions, the Free Babes, the modern day, I love that. What an amazing thing to have them kind of evolve the Freebirds gimmick into an all-female establishment. I think that's fucking cool. Should be a really good final if indeed those 2 teams make it. That leaves us with 2 matches that will arguably be the biggest matches coming into this. I assume this will be the co-main event. For the Impact Knockouts Championship, Deonna Purrazzo defends against Melina.
Oh, that'll be something. I'm going with Deonna Purrazzo here, but that's going to be pretty saucy in it.
Yeah. Melina is, by the way, just so good. I love Trey Miguel and his shameless flirting with her on Impact last week. So jokes. He was just like, he's like oh, hey Melina, do you still do the splits? It's like, you fucking cretin. It's really funny. And she's just like smiling at him and he's like googly eyed. It's really cute. And then they ended up being an intergender tag team at Emergence. It was actually really good fun. Really cute couple. Quite adorable. It's quite sweet. I think she would destroy you, young man. I think you're well out of your league there, Sunshine. Leave it to a veteran. I I think Deonna Purrazzo wins. I don't think it makes sense to put the belt on Melina Perez, especially as she's not full-time in Impact. And also, it would, no offense to Melina, I love her dearly, but I feel like from a booking standpoint, we'd kind of be going backwards to have Deonna Purrazzo derailed on this amazing run where she's knocked off all these incredible talents, to be derailed by a veteran, I think would be fair to say. I just feel like it's going backwards a bit. The belt needs to be with the future of professional wrestling and the present, as opposed to someone who's more related to the past. And that's not to say Melina isn't great now, but I feel like Deonna Purrazzo definitely has more to offer. The main event, I'm frustrated by this a little bit because I feel like they could have done better, and I feel like there were better options. Camille, you might recognize her. Leviathan, she is
a unit.
Yeah, I'm not going to say too much about her because her partner is Thomas Latimer, aka Bram, and he'll fuck me up. And also Bram, of course, alumni from CWP. Hey. Camille will be defending the NWA World Women's Championship against legit Layla Hirsch from AEW.
I mean,
the tiny Russian lady who, by the way, amazing wrestler. But if you've seen the size difference between these two, it is jokes.
Yeah, there's no way Camille loses this. Not a chance.
I'm disappointed because I feel like you could have got something better to sell this pay-per-view on than that. I do. Like, I'm just going to be honest, because the women get equal treatment to the men. That's what equality is all about, right? So they get an equal opinion. I'm sorry. There are so many great women in that gauntlet who probably have much more, like Chelsea Green for me has much more cachet than legit Layla Hirsch. And this is nothing against legit Layla Hirsch, because I think she is exactly what she says she is. And I love shooters, as you know, but it just looks so stupidly mismatched. See, commit a brick house, baby. She's a whole whopping unit of a woman against essentially a very tiny but very good Russian woman. It's very weird. Very, very weird. I don't know. It's not for me. I think Camille definitely retains. It would make no sense, especially as legit. Why would you bother putting the belt on her and she's just going to go to AEW? Like, no. I think it's great that NWA has got this like kind of crossover appeal. Should be using more AAAR's wrestlers, in my opinion, because AEW's roster of women is very thin on the ground. I actually think Hikaru Shida versus Camille probably would have sold more because she's got great cachet as a long-term champion. Obviously, that would have definitely got Kyle more interested in his pay-per-view and got him to swap a little bit more because he's thirsty for the Shida, as he is for half the roster by the sound of it, which is fair enough. I mean, they're beautiful women, to be fair. Lady Frost walks past you in the street, you are definitely going to go a little bit weaker than these. Same with most of these women, if not all of them, to be fair. They're all stunning, but that's what makes them so cool. It's because they're so beautiful, but yet they could also kick your fucking head off. I actually am quite excited about the show as a whole. I hope it's taking place in the NWA studios. I'm not entirely sure, actually. Let me check that. But, the concept of it is great. People can say WWE did it fast with Evolution, and then Knockouts have had all women sort of content and stuff like that. But for me, this is a real purist thing. It's not. It's actually in St. Louis, Missouri, which is quite cool. It's in Chase Corazon Ballroom. Chase's Corazon Ballroom. Ballroom. It's really not Ballroom. I fucking can't speak tonight. I don't know what's wrong with me. Yeah, very, very cool. Very, very cool. It's a historic hotel and apartment complex. It apparently has been home for a lot of incredible things. So that should be pretty sweet. Yeah, pretty awesome. Just loads of stuff. So yeah, no, cool. The Chase Hotel is intrinsically linked with Jackie Robinson. It's very famous as the guy who broke the color barrier in baseball. So that's very cool as well. Classic NWA, finding legendary buildings that you may not necessarily know, putting on great shows in it. Good, great stuff. Disappointed a little bit that NWA is now it's behind a paywall, isn't it? I think you have to pay, it's not much, but you have to pay for it on Fight. And when I'm already paying for Impact Plus and the WWE Network and everything, it's just like, no offense, but I just don't have that much money to go around. I'm very poor as it is. And, this channel's not a glorious success, is it? Let's be honest. So, it is that, but it should be a good pay-per-view nonetheless. You gonna watch it, Mr. Wilkinson?
I will do my best to give it a shot.
yeah, there will be links available, I'm sure. And, you know, I don't want to say to people stream it illegally, because NWA deserves the money and it deserves the finances. It would have been nice to see it maybe a little bit lower in cost. I think it's going to be 20 quid, about 40, maybe 30, $40. Not entirely sure about that. You have to check that in terms of currency. But, you know, something like this, I still think there's a lot of magnitude for wrestling with a really small price. Like if you said to everybody, right, $10 flat, or I don't know, 10 quid, I think you probably see a lot more in sales, and you probably get far more than you probably would. And maybe they're thinking, okay, we'll keep it at the highest price we can, because we can just get the, you know, the hardcore regulars that are going to watch nonetheless. We need to bleed them with as much cash, the money marks, as I think the term goes in wrestling. But I just feel like there's more to it, and there's more to offer, and they should really try and venture out. For instance, I watched every NWA Powerrr that was on YouTube. I haven't really watched much of it since it's moved to Fight, even illegally, because I don't really want to. Far be it from me to get on my high horse, but I don't really want to download it illegally. I feel like these talents and this company deserve my actual money, and it's not there. So I just haven't watched it, which is a shame. It's only what, an hour a week. You know, it should be an easy show to consume, but it is what it is. But yeah, I will definitely be watching it. I will place my money down and I will watch it, because I believe in women's wrestling, and I believe this event will be excellent. And yeah, there's plenty of names on there to get me excited. Just wish those main events had a bit more cachet. So yeah, from myself, Aeron, and from Carl Wilkinson, thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. Hopefully you check out our predictions. Loads of content once again this week. I was hoping I was going to have a rest this weekend after last weekend's whopper unit, and it turns out actually I'm probably just going to be doing just as much, if not more work this weekend. So burnt out to fuck. But from myself, Aeron, and from Carl Wilkinson, thank you very much for watching, and we will catch you very soon for more content on the Wrestle Blog.